Hi, my name is Christopher Allen. I'm an oblate of St. Francis de Sales. I'm originally from Philadelphia. Our oblate parish there, a Mother of Consolation. Um, I grew up in the parish, fourth generation parishioner. A lot of legacy, a lot of history in that area. And I think that's what inspired me when I was in high school to decide one day my dream job was to be a high school history teacher. While a junior in high school, I went to a Catholic high school in the Archdiocese of Philadelphia. I started to think about the idea of becoming a priest. It was an idea that was sort of in the back of my mind. It's something I toyed with, but something I never really fully explored. During my senior year, I went on a retreat, and on that retreat was inspired to share with the other guys in my small group that this is something that I thought maybe I could do. The guys not only said, yeah, that's great, you should totally do that, but they actually said, we could see you doing that. And for me, that was the encouragement that I needed. When I came home from the retreat, I called the vocation office and set up an overnight visit at St. Charles Borromeo Seminary in Philadelphia and began discerning becoming a priest. While at St. Charles Seminary on that overnight visit, I met one or two now of my closest friends, one of whom is preparing to be ordained a deacon for the Archdiocese of Philadelphia, and the other who discerned that he needed some time away from the seminary but is gradually moving back. Ultimately, for myself, I discerned that St. Charles was not the place for me. The diocesan life, while attractive, while a good ministry, was not what I was looking for. Instead, I was looking for a family. See, I'm an only child, and I always wanted a brother. And so, throughout my college experience, I went to college not far from my home parish. I work in my home parish, and priests such as Father Dave Devlin, your former pastor, who was an assistant in my home parish before he came here, inspired me to think more about the oblates. In thinking more about the oblates, I began to realize that my love for history, which is what I was studying in college, is something that I could pursue as an oblate. I could be a high school history teacher. Thinking about the oblates, thinking about the community, the brotherhood, the fraternity, the joy that these men experienced doing ministry really pushed me to join the oblates. In Philadelphia, the oblates currently staff Father Judge High School for Boys. It was during my time in college that I first became acquainted and involved with Father Judge High School. I was asked to help chaperone their students to a leadership camp in Brooklyn, Michigan, little town, south central Michigan, about 25 minutes from the Ohio border. As there, we have a summer camp, and each summer we train our leaders from our high schools around the country and our affiliated schools to be leaders in the tradition of St. Francis de Sales and Jane de Chantal. I was asked to help chaperone, help drive the boys out from Father Judge to camp in Michigan. It was a 10-hour drive, and it was there that I started to get to know Father Jack Kaloje, one of our priests whose full-time ministry is in the high school setting. So I'm in college. I'm studying to be a high school history teacher. I'm spending time with Father Judge High School, spending time with the oblates, and it's like a big puzzle. The pieces are starting to fall into place. The pieces are starting to fit together. What I loved about the time I spent with Father Jack at Father Judge High School was the relationship that he had not only with the students from the school, but also the faculty, the staff, and the students' parents. That relationship was something which I could see myself having one day. And so as the end of my undergraduate college experience came to an end, I made the decision that I would be willing to give the oblates a try. I asked for an application, went through the interview process, and was accepted into the oblates as a postulant. I was assigned to graduate studies at the Catholic University of America in Washington, D.C. I moved into then our new seminary building that we had just purchased with 8 other seminarians, eager to begin studies. My first year consisted of taking philosophy classes primarily, and it was an interesting experience. I had never had a philosophy class before, and then all of a sudden I found myself taking 4 at one time. And it was, again, an interesting experience. Philosophy was very helpful to me, I found later on in my formation experience. After that year of postulancy, I was assigned to that same summer camp where I first got to know Father Judge High School in Brooklyn, Michigan. It was there after a year-long novitiate, a year of spending time in prayer, a year of spending time in discernment, that I made the decision that I felt called to make my first vows of poverty, chastity, and obedience, which I renew each year. Making these vows was a big step in my life. It was after making these vows that I could finally achieve part of my dream. I could officially call myself an oblate, and I could continue to live, to love, to work, and to serve as an oblate in different apostolates. Right after making my vows, I went back to the Catholic University of America, where I started my theological studies. Those who are discerning and who are in training to become priests have to complete a master's degree either in theology or divinity. The oblates choose the Masters of Divinity, and so my graduate school in theology is 4 years long. Right now, think of me as a regular graduate school student. The end goal is getting a degree that will make me a priest, and part of that process is an internship. Right now, my internship is a Catholic high school history teacher at our school, Salesianum School, in Wilmington, Delaware. You could say that I got my dream job. I get to teach high school. I get to live and work and serve as an oblate. I enjoy teaching at Salesianum immensely. It's a school of just over 1,000 boys, located at a very busy intersection on I-95. Our students come from 3 states, and they bring a lot of diversity. The students challenge me each and every day to be a better person, to be a better teacher, to be a more compassionate, more loving person, and most importantly of all, to be a better oblate. As this school year comes to an end, I look forward to next year when once again I'll spend time at Salesianum. And then after the conclusion of that school year, I will return to the Catholic University of America in Washington, D.C., where I will complete my studies in the Masters of Divinity program, God willing, take perpetual vows, be ordained a deacon, and ultimately be ordained a priest. Living my life as a high school history teacher at Salesianum challenges me, as I said, each and every day. It challenges me to be gentle, to be humble, to be caring. My favorite part about Salesian spirituality is that idea of living Jesus, that idea of being gentle, humble, caring, compassionate, but also being strong in our convictions, just as Jesus was when he walked the earth. That is something which we inspire our students to do every day at Salesianum. We ask them whenever they take a test or write a major paper to write the letters VJ for the French Vive Jésus, or Live Jesus, at the top of their papers. It's a phrase we often throw around and use with our students at Salesianum, and it's really the part of Salesian spirituality on which I really strive to build my life. If you're thinking about becoming an oblate, if you're thinking about becoming a priest, whether it's for the oblates, maybe a religious sister, maybe a brother, my encouragement would be to act on it. I'm a firm believer that there are many people who are being called to become priests, who are being called to become brothers, deacons, sisters, and yet who just never get around to exploring what that may mean for them. My encouragement to you is take the time, talk to somebody, do some research, check it out online, make a phone call, send an email, get interested, get involved. It answers that question, what if, that may be left burning in your heart for the rest of your life if you don't explore it. So take some time, explore it, reach out, make a contact, and ask somebody.